So here we are at Kirkby Stephen on a crisp December morning, and we're parked up at Stencliffe Park and we're going to walk to Ewbank Scar. And to do this we're just going to walk down to the River Eden, where we'll see Coop Carnal Hole or the Devil's Mustard Mill. Then we'll walk along the old railway line that used to go all the way to Darlington in the northeast, and turn off after about a mile and head towards Ewbank Scar that's hidden amongst the trees to the south of the old railway. So you can hear the water and you can see the river, and something quite interesting is to be found just up here, something that you'll find quite surprising. So we have to follow this muddy path along here and we will get to Ewbank Scar very shortly. So, once you walked up the hill 100 yards or so, you can see what Ewbank Scar is all about. Water cascading precipitously down a slope with a great big slab of limestone behind it. Here we get a good idea of the height of the cliffs and all the multiple layers that have been laid down over the eons. And this is all limestone, and just above the skyline, just at the very top, is a bloody enormous quarry where they used to mine this stuff for decades. Once you get to where the cliff edge ends, the whole thing levels out again, but carry on walking up the path and go right to the edge of the wood over there somewhere, where you'll actually see a little bit more that's very, very interesting. And here we are. We get a plunge pool at the bottom, and the river starts its ascent again, cutting through the limestone. So, as you can see, just through the trees up there, the water cascading down another very steep slope, and it's difficult to view that because we can't really get to it, but as you can see, quite magnificent, the effect of water cutting through the landscape. So after a bit of huffing and puffing and a few 100 feet of climb, you get to the top of Ewbank Scar. And this is interesting because this is where the geology changes. As we see, it's over limestone here, and it's winter, December, so the river's running in full space. In the dry spells in summer, none of this is here, and I'll tell you why in just a second. This little stream, beck, whatever, it's called Ladthwaite Beck, and from up above here now, it's running off the fell and is slightly acidic, and whatever the geology is above here, when it gets to this point here, or somewhere here, the water starts to run underground through a sinkhole. So in the summer, when the river is low, all the water disappears, and from this point forward there is no water running down here. So you can technically, if you're brave and agile, walk all the way down there with never getting your feet wet during the summer. So in the summer there's nothing to see other than dry polished limestone with trees and other vegetation growing out of the cracks. And the reason the water's disappeared, as I've said before, is due to the complex geology underlying the scar, which is one of limestone changing into sandstone. And if you look around the scar, you will see lots of fallen trees and largely damp soil that causes a profusion of fungi to grow, and in amongst the trees, if you're very lucky, you may well spot a red squirrel. The area is interesting enough to be deemed an area of special scientific interest, and it's well worth a visit if you're in the area.